two jeeps left a transport terminal at the same time and headed in the same direction. The difference in their speed is 15 km per hour. After 3 hours, the faster jeep reached their destination. Slower jeep arrived at their destination 1 hour later. Find the speed of each jeep. So let's say that the speed of jeep is n because he is slower than or the slower jeep is n, while the fastest jeep, since their difference in speed is 15 km, so the fastest jeep is n plus 15. I will repeat. Let's write into variable the speed of the slower jeep as n, while for the faster jeep is n plus 15 because it is a faster than 15 km than the other one. And the slower jeep reached the destination 4 hours, and the faster jeep reached the destination within 3 hours. So this means that they have the same distance, but they are reach the destination point with different time at the same time, different speed. So if we're going to okay, the speed or rate is n plus 15 for the faster and n for the slower. For time, the faster jeep reached the destination in 3 hours. Slower jeep reached the destination in 4 hours. Since the formula for distance is rate times time, that's why we have 3 times quantity n plus 15. 3 is the time and n plus 15 is the rate, while for slower jeep 4n, 4 for the time and n for the rate. So since they have equal distance, then we can write these two expressions, this one, 3 quantity n plus 15 and 4n into equation as 3n as 3 quantity n plus 15 is equal to 4n. So the distance traveled by the faster and slower jeep is equal, but they only differ in rate and time. So as you can see here, for the faster 3 hours with the rate of n plus 15. Then here is 4 hours with the rate of n. So we will look for the value of n to know the rate of the speed. So we are looking for the speed, that's why we will find the value of n. So the first step that we're going to do is to multiply this one, or you can do distribution. 3 times n is 3n plus 3 times 15 is 45 is equal to 4n. Then after that, we will join the like terms. So we have like terms 3n and 4n. So how can we transpose 3n to 4n? We will just get the or we should, since this is in addition, okay, so we should subtract both sides by 3n to cancel 3n on the left side. So 3n plus 45 minus 3n is equal to 4n minus 3n. As you can see, okay, we subtracted 3n to remove 3n in this side. Then we also subtracted 3n on the right side. So 3n minus 3n, that is 0. So what's left is 45 is equal to n. So this means that the rate of the slower jeep is equal to 45 kilometer per hour, while for the faster jeep, since it is n plus 15, then 45 plus 15 is equal to 60, or 60 kilometer per hour. Therefore, the speed of the slower jeep is 45 kilometer per hour, and for the faster jeep is 60 kilometer per hour. To check if this speed are correct, then let's just change the value of n. So 3n, the value of n is 45 plus 15, then 45. 45 plus 15, 60, plus 3, 180. Then 4 times 45 is 180. It means that our answer is correct. The speed of the slower jeep is 45 km per hour, or for the faster jeep is 60 km per hour, or you can write it as kph. The distance between town A and town B is 240 km. At 10 a.m., a car left town A and heads to town B. At the same time, a truck from town B travels to town A. If the car travels at the rate of 70 km per hour and the truck travels at the rate of 50 km per hour, what time will the two vehicles meet? So it means that the car heads at exactly 10 a.m. at the same time the truck. So it means that they will going to, as they meet, okay, as the two vehicle meet, the distance that they should travel, or the total distance that they should travel, must be 240 km per hour. The distance traveled by the car with 70 km per hour, and the distance traveled by the truck with 50 kilometers per hour must be equal to the 240 kilometers. So this study this figure. So this is the car, it heads to town B, and this is the truck that heads to town A. So as you can see, in 1 hour 70 kilometer, in 2 hours 70 kilometer, total of 140. For truck, in 1 hour 50 kilometer, and the other 2 are another 50, total of 100. If we're going to add 140 and 100, the answer is 240. It means that is equal to what is stated on the problem. So that means that they will meet after 2 hours, and that is exactly 12 noon. Actually, it is written on this table. So for the first hour, 70 and 50, total is 120. For the second hour, 140, then 100. 140 plus 100 is 240 kilometers. So that means that they will meet when they reach this distance, 140 for the car and 100 for the truck. So the first step is we will represent the unknown in variable by writing algebraic expression to represent the distance traveled by the two vehicles. For car, since the distance is equal to speed times time, then we can write it as speed times time, and the speed of car is 70 km per hour, while for the truck is 50 km per hour. So speed times time, so 70 for the time, that's n, and 50 n. So that is the distance traveled by the car after n hours. So speed times time 70n, then for truck is 50n. That is for the first step. Then since they will meet since the distance of town A from town B is 240 km, then we can write this one into an algebraic expression. So 70n plus 50n is equal to 240 km. So the distance traveled by the car and the distance traveled by the truck. So now let's find the value of n for us to know the time when will they meet. So add like terms, 70n plus 50n is 120n is equal to 240. Then divide 120 divided by 120, the answer is n. Then 240 divided by 120, the answer is 2. So this is the end of the step 2. We already find the value of n. Since we already found the value of n, which is 2, so therefore it will take 2 hours for the two vehicles to meet. 2 hours after 10 a.m. is 12 noon. So they will meet at 12 noon. So to check our answer, then we can go back to the algebraic expression. For car is 70n, and for truck we have 50n. So just substitute the value of n with 2 is equal to 140, then 50 is equal to 100. If we're going to add, the answer is 240. The total distance traveled by the two vehicles is 240 km per hour, which is correct because that is stated in the problem, or it was stated in the problem.